Yeah.
Y'all alive.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Bear Cave. It has been a morning already. Cheers. Yep. You got all up the leg there, Faye, on the inside. She spilled her coffee. She pulled her rusty.
No, she still has more than half in her cup.
True. All right.
She spills, you can wipe it up with a paper towel. When I spill, you need a mop.
We're still got to clean it up because she just a whole bunch. But anyway, we're live. Kay's not. She had a long day of work yesterday, and then went back in for a few hours today. I don't know. But anyways, she's with us. So hi, Kay.
Hello.
Tom's in. Good morning, Tom, my buddy. How you doing?
That guy looked familiar.
This guy, Morning Rusty.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi. Lucky.
Yes, it is hot and muggy.
Got the air you can wear.
It is on its way up to 80 degrees in about, half hour. So it's hot and muggy. I've got a couple fans running, so hopefully y'all can hear good. Because the Bear Cave is not air conditioned. We toyed with doing it in the house, but we toyed with it.
Boy, thought about it.
Yeah. So, yep. So we got kind of a quick cook today. We got some sloppy joes. I got a homemade sloppy joe mix that I'm gonna use, and let's see what we can get done. So Tom, how's that catfish going? He told me every morning that he watches us, he's having catfish and eggs.
Okay.
So he really enjoyed the bite there.
He said AC is for the week.
AC's for the week, though. Well, I'll tell you what, brother. We got back from Ohio. Morning, Charlie.
Oh, yeah.
We got back from Ohio. Our fan on the unit had started to kick out. Like, it was running rough before we left. But somewhere along the time, it could have been within the day that we came back. It could have been whenever. The safety on it tripped. And with that, also, once he got the safety bypassed and got it up and running, the whole fan motor locked up. So it cost me a new fan motor. But we're up and running. So that was, he got us up and running by 2:30 Monday afternoon. So she called Monday morning. So that was really good. Yeah. So I highly recommend them guys. I mean, you guys won't help you none, but if you're local, they were awesome. Let's see, what else we got? So we didn't do it live last week just because we were on the highway. And we would have been somewhere towards the southern tip of By God, West Virginia. And cell reception was terrible. I couldn't even watch videos. So doing a live would have been more of a train wreck than what our normal go is. So, but before we get into all that, how was your week?
Oh, it was very busy at work. We had one guy that was out on vacation, so I was covering two areas. Ooh, that looks good.
It is.
And I put in 56 hours of work this week. Very rarely let us get that many hours, but the company really hates paying overtime. But whenever you have a guy out, there's nothing else you can do.
Right. I don't like paying overtime either. The wife was giving me static. She's like, well, since you have all this time, I was like, look, baby, I work today. She's like, excuse me. I said, I'm a full-time YouTuber. I'm struggling, but that's my sole job right now. Man, I don't make enough to. I might make enough to pay our gasoline for the year. In a year of YouTube. In a year of YouTube. Probably not even close to that. Yeah, well, I take it back. So, our year of YouTube income probably covers our one trip to Ohio. Gas and food. So, struggling here, but it's okay.
And last night's auction trip was a boring auction last night.
It was. There was two sellers aside from the first guy. So I got a video coming up. I edited last night when we got home, and Couples with us. What'd you think? They can't hear your head nodding.
Well, I'm eating, so.
Jelly donut, by the way.
Powdered jelly donut. The best kind.
But anyway, so Chris went on first with all his stacks and stuff. That's where I watch I video a lot of that stuff because I don't know how the other sellers would be. You know, with watching them. I really haven't asked Chris if it's okay, but morning, Terry. Hey, slacking. She's sleeping.
How the heck do you see names?
I see the icons beside the name.
Oh, okay.
And I know, like, kind of the words after the icon looks like Terry's.
Okay.
So it says Madwood Barbecue. And Tom's above him. Charlie's right there at the bottom.
Nolan went a little bit crazy last night buying them snacks.
Oh, man. So, yeah, she,
and cases of coconut, you said?
Coconut Red Bull.
Coconut Red Bull?
So I'm kind of surprised she doesn't have one out for us to try.
No.
So she's getting ready for what's coming up next week.
My trip.
But why are you taking your trip?
Because my people are off.
She doesn't want to say it. It's her birthday next week. You're going to be what? 17? 18? Yeah. She's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Get over it. So anyway, she's going to a college to partay.
Carrie says hi.
Huh?
Carrie says hi.
Carrie, my darling, how are you, babe? So she's going to partay, and because the guy driving with her, or driving, wanted snacks, Cup went a little hog wild last night.
She did.
But yet I spent less than
You did.
By $2.
It's still less.
By $2.
I spent less than all y'all.
Okay, but you with that big bag, you just make the bag useless. I mean, you didn't actually fill it up.
No, I didn't.
But there was the one guy had some pretty cool stuff. Of course, Chris has always got goodies. But yeah, so we did do that last night. One guy had a couple sets of golf clubs and a bunch of scopes and stuff like that.
Scopes for rifles.
Stuff where I wasn't interested in. I don't.
My rifles all have scopes.
Yeah. So, but it was good to get back out there. He had, what did he say, 14 fans, 2 swamp coolers, a mister, and something else running. And it was just bearable.
It was.
One of the sellers, he's a heavy set fella, but he wasn't like Charlie. He was more my size. He was pouring sweat. His shirt was drenched. But it was good to get back to the.
Thank you, Carrie.
And then Cub got stopped on the way out. Who stopped you?
Oh, this little girl.
She had a fan. She had a fan. Wasn't like she noticed her from YouTube or anything, but she just said, "I like your hair." Show Charlie and Tom your hair. Come on, Cub. And you guys show up your sweatshirt. You stand right there.
No, I just see the whole time to me and get that.
Oh.
Did you push that back?
Oh.
It's a little tight.
They show me shirt. Some PBR. That was one of my faves. And then she's got the blue. And she got it braided with some Nordic knots or things or whatever they're called. Yeah.
Oh, you got green too. I just noticed that.
That's blue. It just faded out.
Oh.
But yeah, so she got complimented on the way out last night. Pretty cool.
I remember being their age, and girls used to dye their hair colors with Kool-Aid, and their hair was like Kool-Aid flavored color. So it was really weird.
That's really cool.
I remember hearing about that, but it wasn't a thing that the girls at my school did.
Taste of what the hair you look great. Great. Like it says it looks nice. So. Thanks, Charlie. Or Mike. Thanks, Bob.
So we had a wonderful trip. Got to meet Tom. Hell yeah. Really awesome dude. I could have sat there and chatted with Tom for hours. We were sitting at Cracker Barrel. I mean, we could have sat there for hours. We did, but we could have sat there for longer. The girls had a good time. You guys had a good time.
Yeah.
We got to do a little thrifting. I did go thrifting the other day down here, and I didn't find hardly anything at the first two places. And then the one I went to, I found this interesting Christmas tree. Now, what's interesting about it is, as you can see, it's got some rough casting. And there's no markings at all. It looks like this spot here is pretty deep. It's a deep dimple, and one up here. Looks like, what is that? This one looks like it goes all the way through because it's right there and it's right there, but it doesn't. So it's just really thin right there. So it'll be a cool little piece to get cleaned up and mess around with. I know I told you about it, but yeah, it's some rough stuff. But what was kind of cool was I saw this fella at one store, and then when I went to this other one, I see the same guy in there, and I'm like, okay, well, I know he's picking, looking for the same thing I was. He just had that look. So I'm like, he's looking for the same thing I am. So I'm like, okay. Well, I go into the Goodwill where I found that. I'm standing behind him because there was somebody on this side, so you couldn't walk past him. So I'm just standing there waiting. Then he sees me and he's like, "Oh, okay. Sorry, man. So as soon as he steps out of the way, I look down, grab this sat iron. Beautiful piece, beautiful. And I was like, I'm looking it over, and he's like eyeballing me like, damn it, I missed it, And I set it back, and he goes, "You ain't getting it?" "No, I got no use for it. I don't need it." And he was like, "Really?" "Well, I'm going to get it. If you're not going to get it, I'm going to get it." "Oh, yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead." So we sit up standing there talking another 15 minutes about cast iron. You're itching, aren't you? You're itching to toss this.
Man, I'm hot. And being in front of the griddle is not helping.
But so that was kind of cool. also did, because Mr. Tom Garvey, I was watching their show, and he mentioned using a crock pot during the summer. Because it's so hot, he didn't want to heat up his oven. And he's like, I'm a restaurant cook, I haven't used a crock pot and whatever. But he did it, and it blew him away how nice it made it to cook in the house without heating up the whole house. So it kind of inspired me to do the cook in the crock pot with the pork loins. Pulled out the meat stick X. Thought, let me give it a whirl. The batteries in it, because what I'm doing now is I'm taking the batteries out when I'm done using it, because I use it so infrequent. Then batteries out.
Right.
So I put batteries in when I'm ready to do it, and the thing ran great. No problems at all. The only thing that bugged me out was I thought, if I have bed onions and I put in some broth, these bouillon cubes in hot water, and I said, well, and I put it in the loin, I should be up high enough. This should give me an ambient temperature, right? So I can see what the temperature is inside of a crock pot. It never got over 170 degrees. So I don't know what the deal is there. Maybe it's just the way I had it set up. I don't know, but I mean, it says the crock pot's on high around 300. 170 to 300. So I don't know. So, but the pork loins came out great. They were pre-marinated, so I didn't have to marinate them. I did onions also, which I have in the back here. I'm going to use in a little bit. But yeah, with the AC fella coming, we are definitely living out of the freezer. Smoked turkey yesterday. That actually came out really good. I mean, I say actually, but yeah.
Not like you expected any different.
Yeah. So what I have here is a homemade sloppy Joe mix. Call it Bear Joe if you want. Here's the ingredients. 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yank! You didn't get it? Tough. But anyway, slap that in there. Takes this whole bottle.
Oh, really?
Been sitting a little while. Well, that did it. Okay. But it mixes with the grease.
I always take a lazy way out. Give you a couple cans of manwich, and dump that in there, and that's what I do.
Yeah.
I cheat.
Well, I started looking, and really for the cost of making it, have it on hand. I was doing this years ago when, we was being really, really thrifty. I was pre-making everything. So I pre-made my sloppy Joe mix just like this. So that way you didn't have to have it, you didn't, like, if you wanted sloppy Joe, you didn't have to go to the store or get man. Right. But then you end up getting other stuff. So I always had this on hand.
Okay.
And with that, I think it says a tablespoon or something, Worcestershire.
Yes, it does.
And it's like a cup of ketchup. Right?
Yeah.
About half. A little more than half. Maybe sloppy, right? And then here's a bottle of water. I need about a half a cup of water. Give or take. Anyway, so we were being really, really thrifty. Cut this one here off. And
Most the case, so she uses that as well. The bag of
man, that's what your aunt uses. But I liked this because I always had it on hand. It was a quick meal because at that time, Mom was going to school full time, and the kids were little, and I was working night shift. So where Mom was going to school was 2 hours away. So she would make that trek every day, and then she'd get home. She's like, homework, kids. Last thing she wanted to do was dinner. So, okay. So I was kind of in charge of dinner, and this was one of the cheap meals that we made with, not on Blackstone, but, along with a lot of crock pot meals. And it was one of those that I would go to the store with my crock pot meals, and I would buy all the stuff with the crock pot meals, and then I'd set them in the cupboard in order. So this basket had meal 1, meal 2, meal 3. So I had all the little baskets. I could just pull that out, dump everything, like get up in the afternoon, throw everything in, go take my nap. Whenever she got home for dinner, it was ready to roll. Okay. So I'd done that for a long time. So anyway, that's where I got started making my sauces and rubs, and kind of not out of necessity, but out of necessity. You get more coffee, Bay? Will you give me more? Bay is like a walking zombie here. But yeah, so that was pretty quick. But we'll just set that right there. You want to whisk me up a couple eggs? And it got to be pretty cheap because this is all the ingredients that it took. So I picked up my little baggie, little Ziploc snack bag, and I'd write this on the front. Salt, or with the seasoning, and boom, good to go.
Boy, this chicken must have let out a nice holler whenever that egg dropped.
So the peanut gallery just showed up right on time. And a little bit of water. It's supposed to be cold water, but it's 85 degrees in here, so. So that's how I make sloppy Joe. No, it's not Man Meat. And you can use any kind of any kind of ground meat. I would use ground turkey most of the time because Genio was like a couple bucks, but $1.87 or something back then. But oh, eggs aren't setting right away.
because you turned the thing off.
I turned it down. There they go. There it goes. Pick up some of the sloppy Joe mix.
Steve's in.
Uncle Steve? What's up, Uncle Steve? Dude, that turkey last night was awesome. I used that West Coast shake.
Yeah, something.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's some good stuff on turkey. There we go. Now it's starting to set up. Heat's kicking up a bit. So I don't know if you watch. I don't know if you guys watched the Wolf Pit. You remember the Wolf Pit, the guy that tries all the crazy stuff from the dollar store? Maybe it was Pay I was watching him with. But he went carnivore 2 or 3 months ago. And I didn't realize this, but he said he was like 350 pounds and in a wheelchair because he never shows himself. And he says it in this video. And he's like, since he went carnivore, he's been feeling 1,000 times better. Which I've heard that from people. So
same as keto, except for meat. That's literally the best way to explain carnivore diet.
Yeah.
It's a genetic process.
yes,
I would just have
That's-
those thoughts about myself.
that's all it is you eat meat. It doesn't really matter what kind. I mean, you got to live within your budget. But
My brother's all about that.
yeah, I've been watching a guy, Carnivore Kit, and this dude is doing some good stuff with it, and his YouTube channel is really taking off because of it. Like within about 4 months, he's already monetized and started meeting up with other people in the carnivore community and doing live streams. And I mean, good Southern dude. He's out of Alabama. Did I just say that? A good dude out of Alabama? Huh? Well, I guess I just said it. But anyway. Yeah. Oh, that's going to be some good stuff right there. Let's see. How was y'all's week? Since you're right here, you need to speak up so we can hear you.
It's been a week. Finally got my car mostly taken care of after it's been 2 months.
Yeah, because you had an accident and
That was great.
got your car all totaled, untotaled, then retotaled.
Yeah. Currently have a really bad toothache and could not sleep last night for a bit. And took a hydrocodone at 6 a.m. and also put some tooth medicine on at 6 a.m. So it feels much better now.
So you're saying you're hot. Okay, nice. Nice.
Not in a fun way. I don't want to be sleepy.
So I got Red Bull.
Yeah.
Are you gonna set you up an appointment with the dentist this week?
If they try to give me a root canal, I'm gonna tell them to just take it out.
That's what I told him.
I'm scared.
I went in.
No need to be scared. Just gotta get
Yeah,
done.
they told me that I needed a root canal. And I said, how much is it? And it was going to be $900. And I said, well, how much is it just to extract it? They said, an extraction is $125. I said, well, pull it out. They said, well, we don't like to extract healthy teeth. I said, if my tooth was healthy, it wouldn't need a root canal. And they said that they wouldn't do the root canal because they didn't like to pull healthy teeth. I said, no problem. I said, I'm sure I can find a dentist somewhere that'll pull this tooth. And they went ahead and they went ahead and pulled it. That's the closest I ever came to a root canal.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Remember, did you try that strawberry Chex Mix last night? Whenever you got home, what did you think about it? I thought you would. Lee got some a couple weeks back at the auction, and I tried one of his, and I liked it. So they came up again last night, so I bought a box.
I have a lot of coconut ones. I have a tropical, a pomegranate, and a strawberry. Okay. It's all on my cart. On my cart?
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's restocked.
I'm
Like,
sure we'll go over there.
to the brim. To the brim. So, Dad, the plan is Friday after I get out of work, we're gonna pick up Grant and he's gonna drive from here to Columbia.
Yeah. I'll wait for it to set. Anybody else want eggs? Sloppy Joe eggs? No?
I don't eat eggs.
No. These are sloppy eggs. Hey, Carrie, these are sloppy eggs just for you, hon. Not really. It was kind of my plan, but sorry. Let's see. Oh, I don't know if you all. I know Dutchie's usually in.
Tom just said I think Lee got chemo fog again.
I did. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying. So that's part of what we were talking about, Tom. The multitasking. If I get into doing something, I forget. Like it's hard to talk and do something. Some days it's hard to even listen to the radio and do something. But dang, now I forgot what I was saying. Left field, I don't know. Oh, Dutchie. So I just saw this morning that Dutchie, our buddy from the UK, he's been doing some pretty cool stuff with that wood-fired contraption. You know what I'm talking about? The little, yeah. Well, he got a letter from that company saying he needs to stop using them as, like, saying their name in his videos and in his Facebook posts. And he needs to stop using pictures that aren't his own. So if he reposted a picture or used a picture in his videos of whatever item, whatever part,
like stock photos.
yes, he had to cease doing all that. So he's like, all right, so now he's going to start calling them turtles. So this company is now called the Turtles as far as he goes. But I thought that was pretty wild.
You figured that they would want you to mention their name in their product.
Right. Now, he's not affiliated with them. He bought it because he thought the thing was cool and wanted to try it out. And he did. So then he started doing videos on it. Well, he's also now making a little contraption that slides into the pellet hopper, so you only burn the top half of the pellets. And he's still able to sell that. And then he's also selling pellets to go into that are better than that name brand's pellets. So I don't know, it's pretty weird. Pretty odd if you ask me, but hey, what do I know? What am I doing? Onions? Yeah. Anybody want onions?
Don't eat onions.
I've never had any sloppy Joe.
Hey, what?
I've never had anything on a sloppy Joe that won't put meat in it.
Well, these are leftover
I
from
love
my.
onions.
Okay. These are leftover from my pork one that I did the other day. I like them. I like onions. So yeah, he just posted a video this morning, and I kind of just caught him. We had trouble with the internet this morning. She'd been working for about 3 hours trying to get it figured out, and here the GFI was tripped.
So you know all about that.
So the GFI was tripped, and once I got that going, she reset everything, and it worked, except for our cable. It comes out here. It wouldn't connect. Don't know why, but it wouldn't connect. So I don't know where I was
Are you
going.
running it on Wi-Fi this morning?
No, it's connected to my phone.
No, Cub's got her. What do you call that? Hotspot?
Yes.
Mobile hotspot.
That's what it's called.
I didn't realize they're still sold hotspots, but everybody uses their phone by now.
It's on the phone.
Oh, whoa.
Using the mobile hotspot.
Okay. It worked. They used to give us a hotspot that we had to take with us so we could connect our laptops and stuff whenever we were out of range.
Oh.
Yeah, they still sell that.
They do?
The wife just got one. My brother and sister-in-law. Well, her nephew thought she needed it, so for her job. So they bought her one. So she has one, and it works. She used it while she was in Ohio. I completely forgot what else I was going to say.
It's written down on your paper. Where's your paper?
Yeah. What else? I don't know.
Cameron, he had another olive oil topper. We just gave him one second.
Yeah, I ordered them off Amazon. That's what I had first, and then ones like these, the metal ones I found in like TJ Maxx.
I just got the metal ones off Amazon. It was like $6 for two.
Yeah.
And I buy olive oil from the beach stand because they have mushrooms in olive oil, and it's so good. It's my favorite, but it's just pricey. So I put my little fancy topper in it, so I don't use too much of it. I bought a new bottle probably like a month ago now, and haven't even opened it yet.
So you're saying you would like my man Tom Garvey or Keto Mike come up with a mushroom infused olive oil? Y'all are on it.
If it'll be cheaper than $27 a bottle.
Oh,
Yeah.
what kind of mushrooms?
The one that I
Shih Tzu?
currently have.
Was it Shih Tzu?
Shiitake.
Oh, yeah, shiitake. I don't know what. I had bombs out here. Bombs? Yep. So I got some keto buns for me. If anybody else really wants one, but I won't be too stingy. And I got regular buns.
Only make one. Only make like. Don't make a lot.
Do you all want buns?
Okay. Come on.
Brain ball. Hold on. What else you guys got going on this week?
Well, today I was gonna I've got this rotisserie that I bought back in December. I've never used it yet. It's just been sitting in our dining room in between the table and the sliding glass door. And my wife keeps hollering at me, get it outside, because it's in the way. And we trip on it and kick it all the time. Well, I got they had chickens, the whole chickens on sale for 99 cents a pound at Food Line. So I picked up 2 chickens and I was going to stick them on the rotisserie and actually use it today for the first time and do 2 rotisserie chickens. But before I left here, I was checking the weather. It's supposed to be raining off and on all day.
Yep.
And this is a open fire and charcoal.
It's campfire.
I ain't going to do all that.
Yeah, the rain we've been getting has been crazy. Like it'll be like yesterday, we heard a bunch of thunder for about it, and then it light rain, then some more thunder, and the rain stopped, and then the bottom fell out. I mean, it just fell out. And we were like, what? The day before that, when I was doing the pork loin cook, it was like a hurricane outside.
And it's weird, 'cause I only live 3 miles down the road. And here it was storming and raining. There, I was getting thunder and no rain. I had a very small amount of rain whenever I was cooking the pork chops on the grill, just a little light drizzle. And then last night, whenever you was dropping me off after the auction, we finally started getting some little bit of rain. But it's weird for us to be this close to each other, and you could be getting torrential downpours, and we get nothing.
Yeah. Welcome to the South.
Yeah, Player 1 it was raining a little bit. Not bad though.
Player 1.
That's
speak up.
downtown.
I know what it is, but my viewers might not.
So Player 1 is like this arcade that also happens to sell drinks and food. My best friend Parks came in town for the weekend, and he just had a Spider-Man at one of our friend's nephew's birthday parties. And yeah, we all went out to Player 1 for a little bit. Just hung out and played some games. Played skee-ball. I beat Tommy and everyone else I played. So I'm a winner.
That used to be your mama's favorite game.
I also won a little rubber ducky from a
I saw it on the kitchen table this morning. I was
Yeah.
wondering, did somebody come here with a kid?
Nope, I won it.
She is the kid.
Well, just toasting up the bone, grilling, swapping Joe's hot.
I redid my room. Dad.
Okay.
Yes. Shut up. I have to pack at like mid to late of this week because I'm not gonna do it early.
So I'll kind of touch on it now, but I got a question about the meat stick X last night. Got a text. Somebody inquiring about whether or not it's worth it or not. So I'll probably do a little video on my thoughts on different thermometer styles and types and whatever. Because it's got pros and cons. I'm liking because there for a while I was using little ones I got out of the cabinet, the little red ones, and they were $15. They last about a dozen cooks, and then they were junk. No matter what you did, they just were junk. Then I upgraded to the Die Grill 2. We got those on clearance for like $50 or something.
The iGrill 2 was the big unit that has the 4 pros.
Yeah,
The one that, those were $100.
but I think we got them on clearance.
Then you found
Mini.
the iGrill Mini that had just one wire, and you got one for you and one for me.
Those were $35 on clearance, and that was what? That's 2013.
It's been years ago.
So
the iGrill 2 still works perfect.
Well, so with the iGrill 2, I always had trouble with connectivity. The Bluetooth card, hardly ever worked. I mean, it worked fine for the first, so many cooks, and then I'd be standing right next to it and couldn't get connectivity. It would just drop. But otherwise, scroll through the numbers, the probes, and that all ran fine. Even when we were at the comps.
Right.
So anyway, we found the mini, and that's all Wi-Fi based or Bluetooth based. There's the screen on it's yay big, and there's no readout, and I really don't use that one at all. And
Mine's still in the box. Mine's never even been opened. I mean, I know you gave it to me,
Yeah.
but whenever I had my other one out working, already opened, already used and dirty and stuff being used, there was no reason to open up a brand new one whenever I already had one that was working.
right. No, I got it. I barely used it, and I think the best one that I got was the Magnum XR50.
Right.
Now I did pay full price for that one, and that was before it was available ever. I had to order it from David Slow-and-Sear guy. Anyway, I had to order it from his website, and it was $80. No, yeah, it was 80. No, it was $100. I don't know. It was about $100. It was $80 to $100. But that one worked out pretty good. I really like that one. What I like about that is it's not Wi-Fi based. It is controller, so you have a unit that sits on that all your probes are hooked up to. Then you have a separate or remote that you take with you up to 500 feet away. Works really, really well. The only issue I've had is one of the probe ports is spinning. Other than that, I had no issue. That was before it was sold in Academy and all that stuff. So I really like that. The meat stick, I'm like this with it because I like how it's small. It's easy to use.
No wires, all in one unit.
Yep, it's wireless. The ambient, I have trouble with it reading right sometimes. Yesterday on that turkey cook, spot on. It read exactly what my thermometer on the grill was reading, and they were probably about that far apart. So that was fantastic. It read awesome. The only con that I had of the thing was it's $100. So if you're tight on money, you can get by with cheaper things. If you're just cooking in the house. But if you're out doing yard work, I mean, it's good up to, I think it was 600 feet. I can't remember. But I'd have to go back and look, but there's so many feet that it's good to. So I was out cutting grass one day and had it running, and it ran fine. Of course, my yard's not that big. But the nice thing about it is it's all on your phone, which you usually have your phone, so usually not a big deal. So I'll probably do a little separate thing because now that it seems to be an interest. Yeah.
Well, Jamie told me that I'm going to try and get my truck back to me this week.
Holy cow! You're going to get your truck back?
I did tell him that I was in no hurry, take your time, whatever. And he said that he got time to get around to it now, so we're trying to get it all done this week.
And you figure out how to pay it off, don't you? I'm just kidding, Jamie. I'm just kidding. He's a nice fella. I'm just kidding, Jamie. No, I'm glad. Good that he's able to get into it, and get it done. Sloppy Joe and eggs. What the hell? Y'all can talk. I'm doing two things at once. I can't.
I just found out. No, it was yesterday. We was riding, me and the wife went out to the sunflower fields yesterday for a little walk and took a bunch of pictures and all. But whenever we left, we had to go to Walmart to pick up my medicine. But we passed the little area where Tamara works, and Teresa said, "Yeah, there's where Tamara works." Because I haven't seen her new position, her new place yet since she changed jobs a couple weeks ago. And for some reason, I thought that she worked with Ford Mill. And she told me that no, she works right there. I said, "No, she don't. She works at Fort Mill." And then we had to FaceTime her and ask her. But I just now found out that my daughter works in Rock Hill, right down the road from the not far from the house.
That's a good one.
Did you have an interview or another place or something in Fort Mill at one time? We're talking about it.
I was talking about it. Okay, so talking about I never went.
That's why I had Fort Mill in my mind. What, a month or so away from us getting back into the competition scene.
Possibly they just canceled their what you
I'm
call
not
it meeting.
Right in the meeting, but they still the next competition for us to go to is the one in Union.
Yeah. You want to?
Send me the link.
I need to find one that has a blank cut so that Leah can put something on it. No, not for the Barbie movie.
It's definitely my least favorite time to be out cooking.
Yeah, when it's
It's 132.
yeah, it gets hot like this. I don't even want to fire up the oven. You want eggs, Cameron?
No.
Okay. Big ass plate. You don't think of that? More plates.
Only 2 more.
Broke up, you're not eating.
No.
Oh, you do. You want to get
You don't want anything?
smiley face. Happy.
You can make one that doesn't have onions.
But you don't want onions, we're just going to make you another one. I'll take that one back.
Mom will eat that one.
You don't want onions?
No, I'm not much of an onion guy.
Well, why do I ask? Good thing this isn't Burger King. Get it your was it Burger King the one that has get it your way?
Have it your way.
Yeah.
Do they change that? They don't have that.
No, the customer's always right.
That's for the customer.
That was a Walmart deal.
What?
Customer's always right.
I know it's in them parties and Bojangles, all the stores I ever worked at. All the training we went to
I
period.
can clearly point out how they're so wrong.
But
Exactly.
the idea at the time was if you can get the return, then you're making a happy customer that was liable to come back.
Oh, I understand the reason.
I just don't care. I don't get paid to make them think that they're right.
What I don't like is when they're jumping your static about the self-checkouts. Now I know there's crooked people, and you know, I know that. But when the lady's like, well, I got to check your items because you didn't do it right. Hold on a minute. I did what I was trained to do. My training didn't tell me nothing like that. So I don't know. That's a gripe for another day.
I like this one.
You do?
Good, yeah.
Heck yeah. So this is what I was looking for. I can't even turn around and keep a thought. Okay. Here's the mix. What's in it? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blow it out the horse. Oh, did you just hear that?
What she says.
She said better than man. Well, good. I'm glad y'all like it.
Have you ever done like a barbecue beef? My parents they do like a vinegar. It's like little ground beef. And my parents really cheap night. She takes some mustard, ketchup, some other stuff. You get like really aggressive.
Ooh, that just went up my nose.
Delicious.
Yes. Oh.
Don't breathe clearly for about an hour.
It's like going up my nose, man.
You know, I thought about taking my 17-inch out of the box and setting it up and seasoning it and cooking on it. But it's too hot to even go out there and worry about doing that. I've got the new hose came in for me to change the regulator so I use my 20-pound tank instead of going 1-pound tanks.
Yeah. I agree, man. I was debating on whether to do this in the house because it is so hot. I'm glad we did it out here. I got to play with the Blackstone. Even though it's here, I don't ever use it.
It isn't too hot.
It's because I got those fans running, it makes it more bearable.
Air circulating milk.
Bearable. But yeah, so
Now the only job for you is to not ruin the nicely clean kitchen that I did.
well, I should.
What was Penny doing?
I'm sure philosophy for sure.
Yeah. She likes to get in there.
I like
She'll
cleaning,
go to
yes.
the pantry, and one day the grits will be here, the next day the grits will be moved over down here or something. She goes through reorganizing and stuff. She just has that kind of personality. She likes to reorganize stuff.
Yeah, she got excited for cleaning upstairs yesterday on her day off.
I did. And you know what I did? Lay my butt in bed and watch TikTok and listen to music. And I cried. And then I got up and started cleaning.
I tried to FaceTime you the other day after you're already here. And
Oh no.
you were very much asleep. But then Peyton called me and FaceTimed me. She was really just like sitting on you in your bed and you were just out.
Yeah. That surprised me. Whatsoever. But this, do a little running, you know.
Yeah. If you want to keep making sloppy joes, you're going to have to adapt to this year.
Yep.
Because I don't eat sandwich sloppy joes, and every time Rusty makes them, he acts surprised whenever I say I don't eat them, as if I said something different the week before.
Well, he just flashed the recipe card up on the screen. So when you're watching the video to accumulate his watch hours, you can pause it and take a picture. And then you can make sloppy joes from now on.
And it's super easy. And like I said, we were like really, really in dire straits, coming up with different things to do, I would sit down at the table and make like 5 or 6 bags, and little snack bags. I'd make 5 or 6 of those, write on there the wet ingredients, and then put them away. That way they were there, and we wouldn't eat sloppy Joe every week, but if you ate it once a month, I had 5 months worth of sloppy Joe ready.
Like that's I'll probably make sloppy joes once every 2 months. So for me, it's just as simple to go to the food line, pick up 2 cans of sandwich, throw it in the cabinet.
For the cost of sandwich, you've probably already got the stuff in the cupboard.
We have both.
I guess it's just for ease of use for me.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally is. But like what we were looking at was that's say $2 or $3 per can, and this I already had everything.
Right.
So it was just a matter of putting everything together, and then boom. Garlic, salt, pepper, onion. I don't even know what's on it. Paprika, chili powder, dried mustard. You got all that stuff.
Dried mustard.
But you're using a teaspoon, so you think of a jar's like $4. You use a teaspoon, that's going to last you for ever years. So celery seeds, that's optional.
I got that.
I mean, the ingredients is minor. So, but let's see.
It's also a lot thicker. It's not as soupy as the main one is.
Yeah. And that's controlled by how much liquid you put in.
Water.
You want it soupier, add more liquid. I mean, that was kind of a rough estimate.
Right.
I wasn't exact.
The consistency, I like that better than the sandwich because then when you put your pile on your bun, it stays there.
Yeah.
The sandwich you put on the pile on the bun, it rolls off the sides and stuff because it's wetter.
Yep. But I like that. It's something I've been doing for years. The only time I've had manwich actually was when my sister-in-law makes sloppy joes, and that's all she uses. Those were crock pots with 3 bouillon cubes and 2 cups of water. Crock potted for about 4 hours on high, with the pork loin on top, and some of it's deep shake. Well, I think that's all I got this week. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think and talk at the same time, and I'm getting stumped.
You got any checkups or doctor's appointments coming up?
Yeah, actually, I got one coming up Tuesday. Family doctor. So, diabetes checkup. So that'll be interesting because my numbers have been relatively high, but not like given the thyroid's high. My normal is like a 170, 180. So I've been anywhere from 160 to 190 as a norm. So I've been running a bit higher, so I'm assuming my A1C is going to be about a 71, 73, maybe.
I'll go in on the 28th for my checkup.
So
the doctor put me on that medicine, Ozempic, and it's supposed to be helping with my A1C and helping with weight loss. My last checkup, I had only been on the Ozempic for 3 weeks, and I had lost 14 pounds.
Nice.
And that's a big drop.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to the doctor. I said, could the Ozempic simply be doing this? Or could I have been losing weight and just happen to just be a coincidence? And he said, usually he said the Ozempic curbs your appetite so you eat less, which is causing you to get weight loss. And at home, Tamara, my wife, everybody, they keep saying, why don't you eat? Why aren't you eating? And stuff like that. They say that I'm not eating at home. But
That's on the account of you're not eating at home.
Well, and I get that. It's hot. You don't feel like eating.
especially after I'm on the grill cooking it,
Yep. I
had
get
to
that.
stop taking it. It was making me puke every single day. Like, I mean, I lost almost 40 pounds, but I was like, it's not worth that for me. Literally, I was literally waking up, getting ready for work, puking. Either I would try to time my wake up so I could puke at home rather than try to pull over. And I was like, I can't live like this. I told my doctor, and she was like, well, if it isn't getting in the way of your daily life, I'm like, it is. Very much so. I'm puking every single day.
What do you got, Cub?
For what? Sorry, I was doing the dishes.
You were already doing this?
Yeah.
All right, well, she's ready to get out of here. So, we'll get out of here. Good show. So, that's all we got this week. Man, fired up. Something simple. It's hot as a Satan's balls in there.
It's hotter than Hoochie Coochie.
On the Chattahoochee. Ooh! But, all right, so
Oh dear.
y'all have a great week.
Wait.
My latest quote that I've been trying to get right every time for the last months was, every day may not be good, but there's something good in every day. Y'all can be that good in today. Have a great week. Remember, there's 2 rules in cooking.
Have fun. Did it taste good? Rock on. Y'all are awesome.
Have a great week.
Have a great week, guys.